150 yards for sure because it was from the fucking tennis court.
Mm-hmm.
And then running past people for at least 30 yards before you even get to the fucking field, butt ass naked. And I ran at least past like 8 people. And most of them were like a girl and their mom or
You're like,
random
everything is
kids.
going in slow motion. You
Yeah.
remember everything.
Yeah, I like going up there. I remember I passed like some girl and an older lady, might have been her mom anyways, like to the right of me, and then there's people in the front, there's people on the track. I have to go through this. I'm like, good Lord. They're probably not even gonna understand what's happening. I could only imagine that.
No, bro, we all understand as human beings. We need that comedic relief. That's why I'm proud of you.
And then man, I was shitting bricks. But once I was already committed to running and then getting on the field, and then I could hear, and the lights so fucking bright, and then I could hear everyone's like,
I thought you were gonna say I heard the dogs. The fucking
that would have sucked.
But you heard everybody like cheering, huh?
Yeah, like once I right before I got to the 50-yard line, it was like the roar of the crowd. So it sounds so cliche, but it was like the roar of the crowd, and then I remember being like I still had my fucking hand over my so like. Bringing it in, and then the fucking announcer's like, anything can happen at Cougar Stadium, and I was like, fuck. And then probably after that, I was like, oh shit. Now I kind of was like the little bit of gloating, and I'm like thinking of my escape plan now, because and then like going and running basically towards a fucking fence, probably about 4 feet high or so, of just a chain link fence, and like 8 cops just waiting there at the end. And I kept thinking, I was like, man, I hope somebody doesn't like tackle me or something while I'm on the way out, on the field. I want to at least clear the field.
Yeah.
And then running into the end zone, and then they're still like kind of closing in, and then like having to be like, I gotta jump this fucking fence, and thinking of the best way to get over the fence the fastest.
Especially when you're kind of compromised, like
oh yeah,
logistically.
I literally had to jump over it with one hand, because I had my other hand covering.
I was gonna say, yeah, like ladies, if you understand, like there are like
the top of the fences is like that, all every single one.
That could have been,
and it's all like flimsy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like having to get over the fucking fence, and with one arm, and then I guess the part of me using only one arm didn't get me too far over to where my left foot got stuck on the fence, and then my left foot was stuck on the fence, like doing like the fucking splits like crazy. And I was like, and I picked it up. I couldn't move it with my legs, so I had to grab both my hands and move it like that. And then when I did that, like a movie, like I just moved my leg, and this cop was like, missed my fucking leg, and I gotta have him. And I got my leg, and I turned around, and then my shit was done. My legs were done. I fell on the ground, and I tried to pick myself back up and start running again, and they fucking tackled the shit out of me, like probably like at least 4, probably like 6.
They're like dog pile fellas.
Yeah, big time. And then I like slid on the ground, like, because my whole right side was scraped like crazy. So I skid on the concrete. And yeah, on the other side of the fence, it got a little further. It was like the concrete and like I think it was still concrete. I don't think I was in the parking lot yet. And then they have me, and I'm like, but like the worst thing is now they're trying to put me in handcuffs, and I'm like, I don't want
to cover yourself.
Yeah, I'm still trying to cover myself. Yeah. But luckily, I just basically had my right hand all the way around, and my left hand still doing that. And then they were like, cover him up. And I was like, oh, thank God. But I'm pretty sure there was definitely like at least maybe 5-10 seconds where I was fully exposed, and that was the most embarrassing moment. I was so nervous. It was October. It was cold. All right, it was cold. And then
it's
like,
real cold.
And finally, when they got the handcuffs, it was like I could move my arm around at least, and I was like, fine. Then they're like, cover him up, we give it, and they were like, we don't have anything. Oh, there's a trash bag over here. It was like a fucking clear trash bag, and I'm like, dude, all right, whatever. Just put me in the fucking car already. And then
you can see just like a little bit, and
yeah,
one cop's like,
it's like a
that's all.
misty window.
No, for real, dude.
And well, they and when they were like give him like cover him, give him some, and Mr. Rao was like, no, leave him naked, blah blah blah. I was like, dude, this guy's nuts, and he was so mad because he jumped the
Did
fence
he?
and he
No,
fell.
he really said that?
Yeah, I swear to God, yeah, he said
Bro,
that.
I thought that was a joke. Dude, that is crazy.
That's what he said, and he was mad because he jumped over the fence and he landed, and he fell and he landed on his wrist, and he thought he broke his wrist, so he was like trying to sue me, and he kept asking the cops, and he was like, "Can I sue him? Can I sue him? I think I broke my wrist." And they're like, "No, sir, you can't sue him." Like, because I didn't do anything to him.
Dude, you're blowing my mind right now.
And I had to
a
go.
minor, and the cops are covering him up, and to just be like, "No, take that shit off."
Yeah,
dude.
like he was so used to just getting his way all the
Yes.
time, where he was like
He didn't
thought that would
realize.
work or something.
Mhm.
And in the way he talks, he's like, his big fucking voice.
Yes,
And he's
yes.
like, no,
Booming.
keep him naked.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck no, please don't listen to him. and then they take me to the fucking inside. But I had my sister there she was supposed to be the help me out when I trying to leave, and I didn't make it that far, and it probably wouldn't have worked anyway. That would have just got everybody else in trouble too.
I
so.
see a getaway driver.
Yeah.
It would have been in the local news. Man wanted, you know.
Yeah, and they were like insinuating, which was correct, but they were like trying to get her in trouble and arrest her for like helping me out. Basically, I was like, no, she didn't know anything, and like because they like threw her on the ground on practically because she ran when they tackled me. She like ran up to like come get me and like help me, and then they were like and then they were trying. I was like, she didn't do anything. It's fine. Like leave her. And then they went. I had to go in the office, and Rad Brown was all pissed off, and he was looking at me like his eyes. I could see like the pain in his eyes.
Oh man.
And he's like,
he's one of the good ones.
yeah, and he was like, why? I was like, I don't know why. And they gave me like the fucking sweatpants and a sweatshirt that if you shit your pants at school, they give you like the fucking shit they have there. And but he was so mad because they had like all the head people of the school district were there that day because it was a homecoming game, and it was like I guess they were trying to get more funding and showing like what a great school it is to go. So they had like all the superintendents and shit there, like basically kind of like a showcase of the school.
I see why he said why.
Yeah, it was like a showcase of the school of why they should get more funding and kind of like look in a good light of how good of a job.
Somebody liked it because we got a red field like
literally
couple years later.
Like literally the next season.
Yes, so somebody was like, yes, please.
They're like, give these fucking people all the money they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was, but yeah, I was like,